Bag A had twice as many coins as bag B. After $18.60 of coins and $3.40 of coins were removed from A and B respectively, both bags had an equal amount of money. How much coins did bag A have at first? All right. So similarly, notice that again, this question, like concept one, they actually give us units at the beginning and they provided us with units at the end. The only change here, what they've given us, the change is actually the amount of coins that were lost, that were removed from each bag, respectively. So again, using this idea, right, you will start to think, should I be using before change after, or should I be using model? So units at first and units at the end, a model would be more ideal. Okay, so I will use model to solve this. So let's start off with the first statement. A has tries of B. So just follow that. Now we are going to remove, all right? The question says that A and B we remove coins. So 1860, quite a big portion. So do shade off 1860 from here to here. All right. So if you're asking me, how do I know I cut here? Actually, I wouldn't know also. All right. So normally we just cut from here because you just need to take note that at the end, you want both bags to have equal amounts of money after you shade off from both models. Right. So I just cut at an irregular spot. I would strongly encourage everyone to use dotted lines to cut for this instead of solid lines. Okay, use dotted lines so that you know that's your new cutting point that you're removing. So I'll treat that as 1860. Now, at the same time, I also need to shade off coins from bag B such that both bags would have an equal amount of money left. So notice that your leftover money in bag A is this white color portion, which means for bag B, when you shade off 340, you must consciously remind yourself that the white portion left in bag B must be the same as bag A. Hence, the cutting point for B would be at the same cutting point here. Okay, and this shaded part, when you shade off, this will be the $3.40 that was removed. Can you see finally that the white color portions left over is the same for both bags this time? And that is what you have achieved because based on what the question says, in the end, equal amount of money. All right. So I hope you have a better idea of how the model is drawn. So once you are clear with the model, you've drawn everything nicely, label everything nicely, look at your model, study through your model and see what you can gather from that. Notice that you have 1860, you have 340, you can actually find this portion. And this portion would be the 2 units. So this time is not necessary because I can tell from the model it's straight away 2 units. And this 2 units is what we can find now. We can find the value of these 2 units. From red line to here is 1860. From red line to here is 340. So in other words, some of you, if you can't tell, this will be $3.40 also. Okay, this shaded part specifically. So now to find the 2 units here, I simply take this minus 340. And that will give us 1520. Okay, likewise, we want to find 1 unit as usual. Do division, and you should get 760 per unit. Now take note, what is my 1 unit equals to 760? My 1 unit is each of the big units here. In other words, I can also say that this big unit is also $7.60. This big unit is also $7.60 because those are the units equal in size that I drew at first. All right. So once I have that, reread the question again. After you found 1 unit, always read back the final question. You want back A at first. So I'm going to identify where is A at first. A at first is this whole thing. Okay, unshaded with the shaded parts. And notice A at first, we drew 3 units at the start, right? 1, 2, 3. That's 3 big units. So I can go on to find the value of these 3 units, 760 times 3. And that should give me 2280.